Hey guys, this is Miss Polly. It is it is a good day today. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. What we talk about here is basically relationships in general, and poly is one of those areas that I specialize in. But we also talk about monogamy, building relationships between friends, and things like that. Um, all those dynamics and how they kind of contribute to your daily life. We also talk about being healthy and all kinds of other special things. But that's what we mostly focus on is relationships. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about relationships and especially alternative lifestyles, tune in with us. So I will tell you today I was excited. I launched the start of my store. Like I had mentioned before on a previous video, it is adult store. And I probably will be launching a different store after that. But this particular one, we launched this evening, and then I will be adding probably more products based on kind of sales and things like that. But I really am really excited about that. So if you guys haven't checked that out, it's Miss Polly's Boutique. So Miss Polly and then Boutique. And it's you guys can check that out. It's like at dot cartel. And I'll put that in here in the description at the end of this. So you guys can look it up or sorry, /bigcartel.com. So you can check out that store and see if you guys like anything in there and go ahead and get those sent out to you. But today or this evening, I wanted to hit you guys up with some content that kind of is a reaction. So we're gonna say it's a reaction to a talk heavy podcast. And I've seen this podcast and I like it. Um, and I like to hear some of their opinions and things like that. It's just interesting to me. So shout out to them. I did put the link to the video in the comments, or not, sorry, yeah, and below. And then if you guys are interested in checking out their podcast, it's called Talk Heavy. But I wanted us to kind of dip in some information, just a little bit of commentary this evening. So this won't be a very, very long video, but I do want to touch base and then we'll go from there. So let's go into it. Okay.
In a poly relationship, basically, I have more than one husband, and we all live together. We have 3 children and live as a happy family. It seemed like a great idea, as I had a very high sex drive and always felt weird about monogamous relationships. Talking heavy, my vagina. No, talk heavy. My vagina is tired. I'm married to 2 sexaholics. That's the part of the journey that no one tells you about. That is every day is sex with someone. I can't dare to tell one husband no because my other husband beat it up last night. My question is: in monogamous relationships, is sex every night thing, or do y'all take days off? And no, I'm not getting a train ran on me because this is not group sex. This is my 2 husbands. I am married. Help a sister out. Help my box out. It's on its last leg. I got so many questions. I'm in a poly.
Okay. So I don't. Yeah. Oh wow. When I heard that, I was like, so yeah, this is my first reaction. This is my reaction to this, but even hearing it again, it was a lot. I definitely wanted to comment on it. So I have a few things. First off, I'm not sure if it's fake or not. That was one of my biggest things was, is this fake? And I'll tell you why. Let me switch screens here. Reason why I asked myself, was this fake? Was because why would a person who's obviously practicing polyandry, okay, and it seems like you have children and you had 3 and you're a woman, so I'm guessing now at least for 3 or 4 years you've been practicing this. Why would you ask a podcast that's full of monogamous, to my knowledge, monogamous people what to do in a poly situation? That to me, it makes me wonder if it's just a joke or just to try to see what they would say about it. Or I don't know if somebody just submitted the question that they heard somewhere else and wondered what Heavy Talk would say. I'm not sure, but that's what kind of triggered me to be like, because that doesn't sound right. If you're poly, you're not going to ask a monogamous person about poly because the mind frame is just different. They're only going to be thinking monogamous. They're going to be like, well, why don't you just get rid of one? That's probably going to be the first answer to all those issues, and that would be a problem. But if it was a serious question and it just was, hey, listen, we just asked a radio station a question or a podcast, then okay, so let's answer the question, because we want to answer the question and we want to actually get to the root of that. So she's saying she had a high sex drive. So it sounds like something changed. It may have been the children. It may be that she's gotten so active now after having 3 children or whatever, that if she did have them during this transition, that things have changed. They've gotten older. They need more needs. And now she feels like she's being spread thin. And with that being spread thin, she doesn't have the time, or she doesn't want to physically have sex. And that happens even monogamy. So that actually doesn't matter, because in monogamy, everyone knows that a lot of the time women won't want to have sex as much because they're doing additional things they weren't doing prior to, and they get a little more tired. And so sex may not be as often. So one of her questions was, is that unusual for that to happen? It's not. But since she said she had a high sex drive, and maybe that was the reason why she entered into polyandry, there's people who are monogamous, have high sex drives, and they have partners who have high sex drives. You probably needed to find someone who matched your sexual energy correctly, or find someone who's going, to kind of at least be okay with you wanting it more. Now, it does happen. That doesn't always happen the way you want, where you find someone you care about, but maybe they don't have sex as much, and you just deal with that. But it sounds like they all were participating in at some way very highly sexual with each other. Not saying each other like she said, they're polyandry exclusive sexually, so they don't do that. But if that is the case, then the energy has to have changed, because she was fine before and now something's changed. So that's why I said maybe it's that. And if that's the case, you're poly. You have to have conversations. If something's wrong, you need to go and have a conversation with your partners. Hey, listen, I understand we're used to doing this every week, but I'm a little tired. We got these kids now, or I'm just a little tired and I can't keep up. With that, can we do some modification? And then have that discussion with both of them. Another option would be, for her, would be adding another female partner. A lot of polyandry people or women, they want to be exclusively the only woman in the pod. You may have to open it up to a quad situation, which is 2 women, 2 men. You may have to find another female partner that can meet your other partner's needs if they're not okay with accommodating the fact that you want to decrease sexual things, or allow them to go out and find maybe someone to have sexual experiences with that they don't have a serious relationship with. You have to be able to, think about letting your partners do other things if that is a big concern for them, sex wise, if that was your concern. A lot of people are like, well, we are all married, and maybe she doesn't want to share her husband. I get that you're all married, but you're also poly. And I'm not saying you have to have a new partner or another partner, but making those accommodations to meet each other's needs is part of the reason why you're poly. So you need to be able to compromise to some degree, especially if you're saying sex is a big thing, because you're saying they are sex addicts, but yet in fact you were also one, as you stated earlier. So if that's the case, if it's going to be a big issue, talk about that. Talk about alternative things. Listen, like I said, I just opened up this store, right? So I found there's like toys for men, that sleeves for men, they could do that. You can even if you're not participating sexually with your partner, you could be participating with a toy or having them use different toys. There's all kinds of things to stimulate them so they can have that excitement, and then you don't have to do that. So there's all kinds of things. So like I said, putting those things in my store, I saw that there's some other things. There also is something, kind of, molds and things you can do, like I said, so that your partner is still technically feeling like it's with you during that time. So, that's a big thing. So, you can feel good within that. So definitely check that out. But the woman who sent this in, when she said that, I was kind of like, oh, kind of threw me off. But yeah, definitely want to have a discussion with your partner. If you think your partner is, or your two partners are going to want to have relationships with someone else, and you're okay with that, that's what the option should really be, is that allow them to have those other options. And then talk about what that looks like, and maybe even turn to a polyamorous situation where they could have those other partners. So that those are real ways you can, maneuver around that. But having a conversation first about what the concerns are. The lady in here, she was like, these she like kind of threw the whole podcast off, saying, "Oh yeah, my box just can't handle it." I mean, your box was handling it just fine prior to. It didn't get ran down. You've had 3 children. There's people who have come out of you. It's not ran down. But if you're physically tired and you can't keep up anymore, have that conversation definitely. And then go from there. So yeah, I mean, I did feel for her. I did think it was funny, but this is the kind of thing that will make people who are not poly, who are monogamous, think like, what is she doing? Why is she keeping up with 2 guys? Guys are gonna want this, and that's not always true. There's men who don't want to do something every day. There's nothing wrong with them. They don't want to do something every day with you. There are some women who think that it is like a commandment to make sure your man doesn't leave the house unless he's dry. You didn't make sure he doesn't go out there in the mindset of being triggered by other women. So you make sure you they say empty them out before they leave the house. Like there's all these weird superstitions or things. I mean, if you're that concerned your partner can't respect you and your boundaries when they go outside the door, you probably shouldn't be with them. That's disruptive to your whole mental health. You can't let someone go outside because you're so concerned that they're going to cheat on you because of those things. Because at the end of the day, it's self-control. You have control over yourself and your body, and they should also have the same. And if they can't control themselves, they probably have some other stuff going on and some addiction issues they need to work on. So I would definitely say that. But yeah, this definitely was a trigger for me, because I was like, oh my gosh, here's another reason why they're gonna say, oh well, see, she got 2 husbands, she got in too deep, and now she's married to them, and what's she gonna do? She got to get. I don't even know their response. It sounds like this hasn't aired yet. But geez, I tell you, I hope there's more people kind of putting it out there what poly's about, because these kind of things like this kind of throw it off, but it is kind of funny. And for me, like I said, I have 2 male partners. I've had more than 2. And like I said, I think that if you have a drive for that or whatever, but honestly, once you start settling into your relationship as a normal relationship, even people in normal relationships, not saying it's good or bad, but most of the time they're not putting out every night. I mean, maybe, here, every 2 days, or, something like that. I can see that, but not, oh, sorry about that. The light, but, not every, 10 seconds. I mean, they make it seem like if you're poly, you have these, these addictions to sex and you can't get enough. And that's why you got in that situation in the first place. And, definitely don't want to be giving out that vibe, because poly's not just about sexual things. And so we want to make sure we're giving the right message out there. But it is a topic, because more people, you're probably gonna have more sex anyway. But like I said, it's not always. I've had 3 partners, and I've had probably very little sex. It happens. I mean, are you gonna fall apart? Probably not. But some people really find sex really important. Some don't. And so you need to know your partner. And those magical thing we always say is, what can you give? What do you want? Okay, and what you need. So if you know those, then you should really find a partner and then go from there. Because if you can no longer give your partners what they need, then something needs to change, or you probably shouldn't be with them. Because if you're not able to modify, like I said, she'll probably just have to open up her relationship for another woman to come in, or maybe some other activities. Like I said, some toys, possibly the having, she might have to make some modifications to that. But definitely that was something that she would have to do if she wants to make sure her partners are having the right amount of, relationship with her. I don't know her situation to the complete fullness of it. So, yeah. So if you have more than one partner and you think you just can't keep up with that sensual part, I get it. um so okay, Ronnie, I'm just gonna read this for you. So yeah, there is a poly relationship called, not a poly relationship, sorry. Clay said, have you seen the show Seeking Sister Wives on TLC? I have seen the show. I saw the show a while ago. It does talk about people who are already in a relationship looking for another partner in addition to, and how that process is, and it's actually really based off of polygamy. Um, so it's interesting to watch people look for partners. But I mean, the process, what's funny is me, is that the process of dating really isn't that much different. I mean, yes, you have to, depending on how you're dating. Now, if you have a partner, you're looking for an additional partner to be in a closed pod with you, yeah, you'll have to date both of them, and there's a process to that, and that can come with some things, and it can be very hard if you've already established a partnership with someone, especially for many years, and you're trying to have someone else new come, because that comes with lots of challenges itself. So watching that is kind of like watching Polly, struggles, which is okay. But then the way I want to, they should have a show also showing Polly, a Polly people who aren't looking for additional partners, who are actually functioning. And I know they had that sister wives show come out and stuff like that. Yeah, and that was pretty good, kind of showing how it functions to some degree. But I mean, we're not all, we're just normal people, most of us, and they're not all out in the, string light showing everyone what they do every day. So, but that is a good show. You want to check it out just to see kind of how that dating process is, because dating can be very complex. So, and then like I said, if you are new at poly, you haven't got a lot of information, and you don't maybe have a partner who is already in the poly mind with you, transitional partners, I talk about transitional partners a lot. It is a big thing. So kind of knowing where you are and who you're dealing with makes those differences, and can be challenging or less challenging. But I definitely, guys, like I said, this was not going to be a real long talk. I definitely wanted to just touch base on this, give my opinion, and this is just my, like I said, this is just my reaction to it. That's why it's not too long, my reaction to it. And hopefully if they see this video, they will get some help that they need to know. And like I said, if they need more help, hey, listen, Miss Polly Wright, Instagram, hit me up. And like I said, you guys can check me out, Life Coach, if you need some information about how to kind of go through these things. And there's a way to go through this. So hit me up and let me get you guys through that process. If you need help, any other questions, hit me below with comments, guys. Like this video, and subscribe. But I'm gonna let you guys go for this evening. Big things coming. Check out the store, Miss Polly Boutique, um and that is at bigcartel.com. So that's how you get that in there. And I will see you guys again soon. And then we have another podcast coming up. Like I said, we're gonna have to do 3 a week. So we're just starting off right now with just a reaction video, and then we're gonna go from there. It's gonna be great. Thank you guys for checking me out this evening, and I'll see you again.